All right, Hasbro, can we talk? Collectors are very upset about some issues that we had with some figures over the past few years. There have been different stories about why and what, and no one can think of any. But the one thing that we do know is these toys, certain ones are yellowing. Now, my theory is that during this time when the toys were being produced, and this happened probably between 2019, 2020. There must have been something, because I can show you some other toys not made by Hasbro that came out around that same time and also had yellowing. And the worst offender of it is probably the Starscream, because we know he has to be white. And I mean, I'm just showing you, this is how I keep Starscream. I only took him out to review him and I put him back in the package. And the next thing you know, we got yellowing, and it's just bad. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much yellowing can we have? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just yellowing. It's yellowing to the point where inside of the biceps here are yellow. The top of the shoulders are yellow. I mean, it's bad. And these toys that came out, it's uncertain what the situation was. But I mean, look at Soundwave. I mean, Soundwave this is gray, and I can show you in my first video that he was great. I mean, he was great. Like when I first did this, and I had the brightness turned up, and let me just turn it down a bit, and you can still see where it's just that brown. It's turning like a tan brown. This part is tan, and the blue is now two-tone, and you can see it here. You can see it right there. It's two-tone paint. Onto Megatron. Now, I did customize my Megatron, but that does not have anything to do with the yellowing. I did this when I first got Earthrise Megatron. I painted these sides red, and I painted that blue and red like the original G1. But as you can see here, this part of the plastic is turning that weird color, the yellow, and the same thing at the legs, it's turning yellow. And at the arms, where the joints are, it's also turning yellow. Now, I suspect that the factories, whatever plastics they were using, is the issue. And I'll show you why. So, at one point, I wanted to get the Voltron, the one with the lights and sounds and everything. And I picked him up. I think I got him for like $20. I never finished out the Playmates 84 Voltron. I never finished it. But he has yellowing, the same yellowing on the joints here. You can see it. And this came out around 2019. Let me move this out the way. You can see it. There's the yellowing. There's the yellowing. There's yellowing. The same type of yellowing that the Hasbro toys are going through. And not all of it. This one is not bad because he does have like silver paint and everything. But man, for what it's worth, Hasbro, you owe us, because over in Takara's getting repaints of the Megatron, the Soundwave, and the Shockwave. And Shockwave's also got a little bit of browning, but I just don't have them on the shelf. So is Cyclonus. There are so many figures that have this yellowing, and it's a browning type of yellowing that is very gaudy and ugly. And I think Hasbro owes a lot of collectors compensation for this, because now our toys look like they've been here forever. And it's not just, oh, well, you're a smoker or something like that. No, I don't smoke. And I can prove to you, because I want y'all to look at whichever one of these is Runamuck or Runabout. I think it's Runamuck is the white one, because I think Runabout's the one that's Target exclusive. He is still white. I mean, yeah, of course he's been, but he's a good stark white. And it's odd because the plastic they used on this one, this came out after or right around the same time as Megatron, I believe, in Soundwave. And yeah, look at that. I mean, there's no yellowing on him whatsoever. So there's no excuse. Whatever they did is a big screw up, and we should not take it, because if we want, I mean, we know that we're going to get another Soundwave. We know if we're getting another Optimus Prime, we're probably going to get another Megatron. But in the case of Starscream, unless they do a shattered glass Starscream from the Earthrise mold, because they forever love to use the Siege mode. I mean, what are we going to do? This is the Starscream we have, and he's turned yellow. And it sucks because it affects him the most. And we shouldn't have to pay for this. We should be compensated. There should be class action lawsuit against us. We had enough collectors, have had enough from Hasbro. And I'm sure that there are other figures that people have that are yellowing that aren't, the consensus. As of right now, I'm looking at my shelf, and Cyclonus is definitely one of them. That he's not as bad because that paint on the legs and the fists were already kind of that browning, but still, I mean, Wheeljack is also suffering. Surprisingly, Prowl is holding up. Ratchet's still holding up. Jazz is still holding up. But it's just certain figures. It's something that I don't know if it's a chemical issue, but it needs to be addressed. Now, we haven't seen it, or maybe we haven't. I know collectors are saying that they have seen it, and some of the figures are showing, the tarnishing and everything like that. But we need everyone to report in. Report in here all of your yellowing on the figures that you have. If you have pictures or anything like that, you can send it to my Instagram at Super Robot Ed. Just send it as a private message. And we want to talk about this yelling a little further, because it's not just me, like one or two people. It's the fans. It's like a whole fandom is affected by this, and I think that their voices should be heard. So we need to have this discussion. So put your thoughts, comments here. I mean, let's keep it civil. And yes, the filter is strict on my channel, just was, they flag your channel for comments and things like that. So I know it's weird. But what I'm saying is, we need this to go viral in a sense, because we need people to know what we've been dealing with Hasbro for the past. I mean, QC issues abound. We've got figures that got reproduced with the same QC issue, never fixed or anything, and we've been taking it for a long time. The Blitzwing mold, never ever been fixed. I don't care where you get it from. There's a few others that I could think of. Oh, back in the days where the paint was coming off the Universe, during the Chug days when the Universe figures first dropped, like Prowl and Blue Streak, the paint would kind of rub off on your hand and it got tacky and sticky, and the QC issues abound. So, I mean, Ironhide, where the head couldn't lean up straight, and no matter what you do, you had to go through so much to fix it. And I think we've been taking it a little too long. So collectors, this is your time to rant. Keep it civil. Don't attack other people. If I see any attacking or any, thing like that, let people have their opinions. And then, we can counter with intelligence and clarity. And then we don't have to deal with all the other stuff. So that's how I want to keep it. But I want people to know, the world to know, we are spending our hard-earned money on toys that aren't holding up. And it's not all of them, we know that, but it's the important figures that count. So, maybe with them remaking the figures, that might be their way of saying fine. Or if you want to buy these again from the Takara versions, they need to drop the price on them. They make it like, there's a lot of things they need to do, man. But this is unacceptable, because there's no guarantees of what we're going to get next. And especially with the Shadow Scratch Starscream, I love that contrasting colors and how, he's basically Jetfire. And, now he's, I don't know, he's just yellow, and it's not nice. So, and then of course they say, well, you could replace it, but who wants to go through the stuff with Hasbro to replace a figure? I mean, I've already got a QC issue on my Studio 86 Frenzy, where the paint was smudged because you have it in an open package. And if you compare that to the Siege, and Siege was way longer, the thing was pristine, and I have a video showing that. So Hasbro, please stop this, man. Do something, man. Please stop just being greedy and obnine and turning your nose to your collectors, man, because they're the ones that's going to either make or break you. As Sam Walton said, the customer can hire you and can fire you. Something he said of that nature, but I know he said it. And so therefore, people unite, think and react like Kapow Toy says. Think with your wallets, people. Think with your wallets. This ain't right, man. This ain't right. This is Super Robot Ed. Ready to go sleep. Bring you more news reviews today. We'll see you soon. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please donate to the channel if you can. If you cannot, just like and subscribe. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.